The Single Fathers Association has taken a stand in response to the growing trend of the unlawful removal and retention of children from one country to another by one parent without the other parent's consent. They view the act as an infringement on the rights of both the children who are unlawfully relocated and the parents who are left behind, many of them without a clue whether they would ever see their children again. The members of the Single Fathers Association marched this afternoon from the Brian Lara Promenade to the office of the Attorney General. Mahalia Joseph has more in this report.
As they made their way to the office of the Attorney General, many hoped that it would make a difference in their cases, like Hafiz Pramasad. He has been away from his 8-year-old son for 7 years as he was removed from the country. And although his case originated in Barbados, he's standing in solidarity with his fellow Trinidadian fathers. He says so far he has obtained 4 High Court orders granting him access and joint custody of his son.
One of the orders is that he should not leave the jurisdiction of Barbados, but yet still, with all the orders and application of contempt, the mother was still able to leave the jurisdiction without the permission of the court or myself. Fathers is not being treated fairly. You have 365 days in a year. A father gets 4 days in a month.
President of the Single Fathers Association, Rondell Fields, wants the Attorney General, the Minister of National Security and the Judiciary to take a closer look at what's been happening in the country. He says it has become a growing trend for children to be removed from one jurisdiction without the other parent's consent.
Our country, sad to say, sometimes not honoring those court orders internationally. We've seen it happen in Australia. We've been seeing it happen in the United States, and it even happens to Trinidadian dads here whose children have been transported to places like Guyana.
The issue of the child who was abused last week arose while he spoke to the media, as the child's parents are not from this country.
It's come to our association acknowledge that the mother and the father are Jamaican. We're not sure the father has even given consent for his child to be here, and a Trinidadian man is here abusing his child. This is the risk that these fathers that are left behind, they face that risk.
He says urgent assistance is needed from the authorities.
We are asking the AG office particularly to deal with these matters expeditiously. If these issues or these matters are brought before the AG courts and it takes 5 or it takes 6 years, by the time the child is to be returned, the child has already changed his entire lifestyle.
According to Mr. Fields, single fathers in other countries also marched for the same legislation to be implemented to protect their children. Mahalia Joseph, C News.